Fucking, I wonder who would win in a fight, Predator or fucking Jurassic World dinosaurs.
Predator.
Predator.
Or
would-
the Yaoche, man. We've
Predator
seen
would
skulls
piece
bigger
that
in their
thing up.
goddamn trophies before.
I guess.
Predator would turn the T-Rex into a fucking lapdog.
I guess that could be the next movie that they do too.
That sounds awesome.
Predator
I could at least
versus
see that in
dinosaurs.
comics.
Dude, like a
100%.
Yaoche riding a T-Rex. He probably did. I swear there probably is a comic out there that I
That
just
they've
can't
done
remember.
That
they've
or
done,
like they end
they'll
up
do
in
it
the
at some
fucking
point.
Savage Land with this Marvel shit that they've been doing.
Oh,
Oh man, that would actually be. You know, now I'm thinking about it. I can't remember if. Man, Wolverine versus Predator. Why didn't that take place in the Savage Land?
There's a lot we could say about
What the-
that one. But yeah, so this is Spoiled It, where we basically give a spoiler-free review now at the start of the podcast for the good portion of it, and then at the end, with warning, we give a spoiler discussion about the rest of it. And today, we were lucky enough to actually see Jurassic World Rebirth
9 days early.
9 days early, because we went to a Regal Monday
was not.
Mystery Movie. Austin is going to join us because we're also filming the Predator Killer of Killers review today, but he has not seen it.
He's not got nothing else to do today.
No, I don't. Not for
But
a
he
little
wanted
bit,
to join
so.
us. He wanted to join us for the discussion, and sometimes people leave for the spoiler-free discussion, but Austin, I think, doesn't really give a fuck about spoilers.
No,
so-
because I am so high so often that I'm gonna forget everything you tell me about this movie by the time I watch it.
Exactly.
And I watch these movies, and it's just a surprise to me every time. So, also a lot, yeah.
that's the good thing about getting grilled.
It's one of the greatest things.
Yes.
Cut that from the record.
But scrub that. But so yeah, this new one
Quote me on it.
is it is a continuation, I guess, from the last films, but it is a rebirth or a reboot in a way where they really made this so that people can hop into it if they've never seen a Jurassic Park movie or World Now movie before.
I'm already starting off great.
And that was especially good for me because I've seen all the Jurassic Park movies, but I hadn't seen the most recent Jurassic World Dominion because I heard it was absolute dog shit, or dino shit, I should say. But
Dino shit.
but this one from the trailers, I actually was kind of excited for, and I had basically looked on Reddit a few days ago because I see the Monday Mystery Movie thing sometimes, and basically people just crack it on there half the time, like what the movie's gonna be, because or a Regal employee will leak it or something, and so
Those fucking Regal employees.
yeah,
Fucking snitch.
snitches, but thank God for them in a way. But
I mean, probably helped them in the long run. That was probably
yeah,
the
it was
busiest I've seen
busy.
a fucking
Yeah.
mystery movie.
if they get kind of leaked, that's actually kind of a good thing, because yeah, exactly.
Hey,
People
that was the plan the whole
people
time.
don't really want a true mystery. People always want to know what the fuck they're kind of getting.
That was the whole
into.
point of Knives Out.
But so this is the first Monday Mystery Movie I'd actually been to, but I looked on it on Reddit and people were like, it's gonna be Jurassic World Rebirth. So I was like, oh shit, well this would be a good chance to see it early, and
Well, time to
that's what
check
it
it
ended
out.
up being. So yeah, me and Silas were able to check it out early. And honestly, the trailers didn't really meet my expectations, because at the start of this movie, they pull some fucking bullshit that had me fucking going oh my god, is this about to be the fucking biggest piece of shit I've seen all year? Because Austin, let me tell you this. This movie starts off and there's they're in that thing from the trailers where the guy is in the laboratory or whatever. Remember where you see him pressed up against the screen, the dinosaur is about to kill him. So the reason that guy gets himself into that situation is because before he went in,
Was he trying to fuck the dinosaur?
no, it's actually kind of worse than that. I would respect that more, even though
You
it's fucking disgusting.
I'm not sure if respect is the word you'd use for that. But
It would have been more interesting plot line.
Okay,
at least
I'll-
from a movie.
I would say that's at
perspective.
least new.
Yeah,
That's a new one.
exactly.
That's a new one.
And you know
That'll be
definitely
the
some of
next
And
one.
you know definitely some of those people that work there were
Human
trying to do
dinosaur
that
hybrids?
shit too. So, but anyway, so
Yes.
he's going in, and he just ends up going in with he's like, before he's going in and he's putting like the suit on, like the hazmat sort of suit, he starts like eating like a Snickers bar. So
You're
he
not
takes
you
it out,
when you're
it's like,
hungry.
and then like he just like fucking lets the wrapper fall on the ground, and then basically
So
this
he's a
wrapper,
littering piece of shit right off the bat.
Yes. And then this rapper basically ends up doing the sort of shit that they basically did in those old commercials for the soup where it's like rolling down the street. Like it literally starts.
Good old
The
Campbell's.
Campbell's.
Yes, I thought it was Campbell's,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
for some reason my brain was telling me no. Yeah, the Campbell's commercials. And then it just starts having a journey of its own. Starts having a journey of its own where it's
Campbell's
going over here and it's going over there and it's flying through the laboratory, and then it somehow ends up fucking up this door on the laboratory. So Snickers actually starts this movie off like and fucks up this whole laboratory.
I was about to say it fucks up the whole security system. It doesn't just fuck up the door.
Yes, it fucks
up the
everything,
whole
actually.
security system.
And this is why we don't
it-
litter, kids. Don't litter.
And
You let the dinosaurs out.
it lets the dinosaurs out.
Piece
Yeah.
of shit.
I don't know why they have why their security system basically if something fucks up, release the dinosaurs, let them all out,
Yeah.
let all the
Fuck
freaks
a
out.
self-destruct. Just an open gate.
So anyway, that's how this movie ended up starting off, and I was just like,
He gets eaten.
oh my god, this is gonna be a piece of shit.
Well,
Like,
yeah, because the dinosaur smelt the candy bar and was like, I want a Snickers now. And then the homie probably smelled
He's
like a
closest
fucking
thing to a
Snickers.
Snickers. Yeah, he's got
Exactly.
Snickers still in him.
It's like, I want
I
what's
guess it's still
inside
gross.
of you.
But so like the first like 15 minutes of this movie, I was thinking was pretty rough, especially with that intro.
Mm.
And then they introduce you like Scarlett Johansson and
the big bag, the corporation.
the
dude.
Jonathan Bailey character, who's like a museum worker.
No, that was later. Remember, it was started with Scarlett and the corporation dude, the dude who owns the company in traffic.
Yeah, that's what I said. Scarlett Johansson. It starts with. I didn't
Yeah.
mention the other guy, but
Yeah,
yeah,
hey,
it's-
you gotta mention him. He's the main.
yeah.
He's the main company douchebag
he's
that you
a-
see in every Jurassic Park movie.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
This one fucking asshole.
And everything they do here is pretty like type, unfortunately, in a lot of ways too. Where like you said, like gotta have that dickhead guy. It's like in every movie.
Dickhead Corpo.
Yeah, who's gonna try to fuck them over at some point. So
You
yeah,
see that fucking comment on my.
and I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but also like not at the same time because like
the
we
moment
said-
you see him,
Yeah,
as long as you
everyone-
got two brain
you're s-
cells, you know it's about that he's a
honestly,
dick.
you're stupid if you saw that
What if we
guy
only
and
have
you
one?
thought he wasn't a villain because
Oh,
like
Steam's
holy
here.
shit. But yeah, so you're introduced to
That's the
them,
exception.
and that scene with Scarlett Johansson and him, I just thought was pretty weak.
Mm.
And then like not a good introduction for those characters. And then when they introduced Jonathan Bailey as like Dr. Henry Loomis or whatever, I wasn't really, I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't really vibing with the characters at first. And then they introduced Marshall Ali, and once again not really just vibing with them. And then they start introducing like some of the other crew members that, because like Scarlett Johansson's character Zora and Marshall Ali's character Duncan, they actually like have worked together in the past. So they kind of have like a working relationship basically, like over years.
Yeah,
But I didn't really feel that too much either. Kind of like,
I know it does
you know what I
still
mean?
always give.
They weren't bad together, but I was also like, I'm not getting a vibe that they have like this long history or something either.
It's like friends. It's more like it feels like work friends rather than
Yes.
veteran friends type of feel. But
And then they start dropping you into like
They're way
the
too
first
friendly to each
the
other. I
first
think.
time they kind of start really
They're
going the
fucking.
character development stuff with them, or just anyone, is like a scene between the two of them too, that like where they're kind of talking about like deep things, like how their parents died and their partner left them and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm not feeling anything here. Like,
Is this technically spoilers in the spoiler say or no?
that's not really a spoiler.
So it's already
yeah,
hard
yeah.
to connect with a lot of these characters, right? Like right
yeah,
off the
so
bat.
at first it's really hard to kind of connect.
We should also mention it does continue with in the beginning where it does mention how all the dinosaurs are now contained or remember how they were like
how
released
it
to the
kinda
whole
picks
world.
up from Dominion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like it says it does continue. It's just a whole different
Well,
cast of characters.
can you fill people in on that real quick since I haven't seen Dominion
Okay,
actually?
so
A little
the
recap.
I'll
Same.
do a recap of the Jurassic Park shit.
Because
but,
I heard Dominion was
And also,
some
I hear
dog shit.
I hear something going off in the background, so I'm gonna go turn that off while you do that.
Alrighty. So basically, here's your fucking spark notes of it. It starts like after the Jurassic Park fuck up in world and yada yada, and the next one, some of course evil corporation decides to take the dinosaurs to the mainland and sell them and auction them off, as one does. And
T-Rex.
That's actually not too far off. That's not too far off. But after that, the dinosaurs are about to die, and a little girl who turns out to be a clone, just like spoiler for that, fucking clone, just like the dinosaurs, seems to have a weird kinship. Like they're just like me, a fucking test tube baby, and decides to let them all out. Then releasing the wrath of dinosaurs into
We're all clones.
into
They
the world.
understand me.
And so dinosaurs are spreading across the fucking the world. They're everywhere, causing havoc, doing their thing. Humans are kind of adapting, but at the same time, very unrealistic. These things would probably fuck up every ecosystem they come across. But
Oh yeah.
but
Like, what the?
anyway, so I'm not going to get too much in Dominion shit, other than the fact of that happens, and then this one continues.
From there.
Basically, from the
Being
fact saying that
across the world.
yeah, most of the dinosaurs at this, just to retcon that, they basically were like, how do we fix this? Hold up,
Yo.
we're going to contain them all again in a certain way where it's like now everything above the equator zone, basically they die.
Yes,
If
they
they're-
said like they died off after a little bit, right?
Or they got sick and
Yeah.
other various things. They were like, yeah, they couldn't.
And like I said,
they couldn't
like-
like it after a while.
That's like a small spoiler, but like
That's
like
10 seconds. Yeah.
yeah, but the exactly, it's so quick
It's
into
like
the
20
movie.
seconds, what the
And
fuck is it?
also the spoiler discussion later on is mainly for like bigger things.
Yeah.
Like we kind of everyone kind of knows the difference between things like that. Like I don't think people really care about tiny little pieces of information like that just get them interested in the movie.
Well, main thing
But
is
like
just,
character deaths, obviously they're not going to want to hear,
yeah.
or like
no, I'm not
some
saying that.
big plot twist or something.
No,
you
this is
know?
literally, like I said, 15 seconds in the movie, and they
Spoiler.
basically do it in
I
a
get
fucking.
eaten by a dinosaur.
Austin has a cameo in it.
I have a cameo in everything. I'm like Stan Lee.
He's just there,
I'm just
popping
there.
up. You
But
see him in the
yeah,
background.
so
But yeah,
at first
so
I
they're all
wasn't
in the
really
equator. That's
vibing.
all it is.
first I wasn't really vibing with the Scarlett Johansson or Jonathan Bailey or Marshall Ali character. And then they start introducing you to even more characters because there's like this family that is like just sailing across the equator or something, right?
Yeah.
And
Or they're sailing across the Atlantic.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Atlantic,
yeah.
I believe it was the Atlantic. It was
And
Pacific.
basically,
Ocean.
the dad's kind of a dipshit and ends up going into the area where they have fucking dinosaurs in the water. And basically, they end up getting attacked by some of them. And the
Mosasaur and the Spinosaur.
flipping the boat over.
Mm.
So they're basically stranded. And the
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, Marshall Ali characters, and Jonathan Bailey, and the dickhead guy you know is going to be the villain, basically end up saving them.
Yeah, picking them up.
Yeah.
They sent out a signal. They got a radio signal and asking SOS.
So you have
basically.
these points in the story where they're each kind of separate stories between these two groups of character, but then when they also come together as a big group and then separate again and then come back together again and stuff like that. So that happens a lot throughout this movie.
Yeah.
And as it went on, I did start to like these characters though, and I did think this movie started to get a lot better because it just had like a very fun, like adventurous and like park sort of feel to it again, like the old Jurassic Park movies. And I think when they started to do these world ones, like I said, I didn't see Dominion, but I thought the Fallen Kingdom was like just so fucking stupid. And Jurassic World, the first one, was okay, but yeah, Fallen World was terrible. And I heard Dominion was not good either. So I just, like I said, I was excited for a reboot to potentially bring back life to this franchise. And I think they did a good job keeping the things in there that people want from a Jurassic Park movie or Jurassic World movie. And also pushing the boundaries of the PG-13 rating and stuff too, which I think they kind of started doing a little more here again, because I think those last Jurassic World ones of Chris Pratt, they were very tame with the PG-13 rating. Like me and you have talked about, Silas, like those old Jurassic Park ones, like
Oh,
they
they got
pushed the
brutal.
rating, and then this one's still not as brutal as those ones, but like I said, it went back to pushing it a little more than the last couple ones have.
You're getting hints of it.
Yo.
They're not afraid to show blood, unlike Fallen Kingdom, where you saw a man's literally arm get
never
bitten off and no blood is.
It's never.
Shed
This
at
one's
all.
never scary, at least to me. But I think we all agreed that it was like at least very intense at points throughout this movie.
Yeah.
They have some great scenes with the dinosaurs, like great set action things going on here. It's very the pacing is really good here for a 2-hour, 14-minute movie. And it's also directed and not written, but directed by Gareth Edwards, the guy who did Rogue One and stuff. And then it's written by one of the guys who did the original Jurassic Park movie, Michael Crichton. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But yeah, so I think that helped a lot with, like I said, bringing that feeling back of kind of the original movies a little bit more. So yeah, I was a big fan of this by the end of it. I think as it went on, it started to improve a lot more, and like I said, bring those things back that I was missing from this franchise. But how'd you feel about it, Silas?
I think it was a fine addition. Way better, like you said, better than
The last
Fallen
two?
Kingdom, Dominion. Yeah, personally, and it does a good job with certain things that I'll get more into spoilers, I guess, when we get into that section. But yeah, it does its job. Has its ups, has its downs, obviously. But it's still a pretty good addition, personally, to the franchise, at least.
Yeah.
And hopefully it can start some other good ones.
Right.
I kind of want to say I think it's kind of obvious that some characters survive, I guess you could say. I'm not going to say which ones.
That's the other thing, too. Yeah, we'll go into it later,
yeah.
but it's very obvious like what characters are going to survive and which ones are going to be the ones that just have barely had any lines and are gonna obviously get killed off.
But what I was trying to go with that was honestly, I kind of don't want another movie with the same cast, honestly. I kind of want just another new cast, you know what I mean?
So you think this should be standalone?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Maybe just have... I'm kind of fine... I'm way more fine with Scarlett Johansson character, but honestly, everyone else I couldn't really care less. Honestly, I think it'd be better probably with another even new cast with another new story rather than continuing the main story.
Do you think the director did a good job here, or the writers, and those people should return, just not the same characters? Or do you think they should go in a new direction with the director or writers and stuff too?
I don't know. I kind of keep the same. I don't know. The writers seem fine in most way. Like I said, I think it's mostly just the new cast characters are. I mean, like I said, they're fine, but it's similar. Like you said, you just don't seem to have too much investment in them, type of thing.
Yes. And they do get better as they go along, but even by the end, they're pretty bland.
I'll talk more about them though in the spoiler section because that's when I can start sharing that opinion.
And also the ways that the characters change are also obvious. Like, you know how these characters are going to develop by the end of the movie, basically.
Yeah,
like their little arc or whatever. Like Scarlett Johansson, at least, and stuff. So, but yeah, so really liked it. Really brought back that feeling and everything of the original sort of ones. And I think the family here actually surprised me, too. Because that was the other thing I remember hearing about this movie. And I was like, why do they have a fucking family in there? Like, why do they always got to force a family into this? Like, why would a family ever be
to
on,
show that
on
vacation is just not worth it.
Yeah.
At least with your family.
Because I feel like if I was this
family
family, I would be like, fuck this. I'm going to stay on this boat that's turned upside down. I'm not going to fucking swim to that island over there. Fuck that. I'll wait till someone comes and rescues. That's not going to, like, the most dangerous dinosaur fucking island.
Oh, should we start doing spoilers now, do you think?
Yeah, I guess so. There's not
Just
really
so
much else to kind of talk about, really, in terms of the main plot.
Spoil
right?
it for me.
I think not without getting to spoilers. That's
exactly. So yeah, overall positive rating on this one,
Good.
guys. But we're gonna go into the spoiler discussion now. So because it is spoiled it.
Yes.
So if
You've been warned.
Yeah, you've been warned. If you are gonna complain in the comments, fuck off. But yeah,
foot in mouth.
one of the things
None of us know how to read, so go off.
So one of the things they do here that I guess we go into is they kill off a lot of the characters, like we said, that just seem like they're gonna be the characters that get killed
you
off.
know who's gonna live and
Yeah.
die most. For
That
basically
villain
this whole
guy
movie.
we mentioned gets killed off.
Yep.
The other kind of mercenary sort of group characters
All
that
died
have
off.
like 2 lines in the whole movie, basically. Yeah, you
Dead.
get killed off.
Yep. I was about to say, everyone knows Scarlett Johansson, that nerdy guy. I forget his name.
Jonathan Bailey's
Yeah.
character,
Him.
Marshall Ali's
And
character.
you know the kids. The kids are gonna live. No one has the balls to kill the kids in the movie.
I do.
Yeah,
I definitely do. We can change that.
and then they keep doing these scenes with the kids too, where like it's actually pretty intense. But at the end of the day, I knew in my mind these kids are safe.
The only person you don't know if he's
Especially
gonna
the
live or not
little
is gonna be Duncan's character.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only one that keeps you guessing. And yeah, spoiler, he lives at.
Kids are safe. We're
Because
no
we're
longer
talking about like
Predator.
we're talking about like what, like an under 10-year-old girl, and then like a like
Teenager who's
and her boyfriend,
who's like under 18 with her
yeah,
boyfriend. I think I don't know how old she is. She might
or
have been
about
18.
18 or
You know, it's probably
something.
18 because they
Yeah.
kept bringing up sex basically at times. So
True, and
that's
smoking weed at points.
kind of weird to
but-
bring that
good
up
for them.
What did you think about the boyfriend character? That
Okay.
was like a fucking dickhead at first.
Yeah, I was gonna say he comes like when he first fucking
comes?
see.
Well, he just came
Oh well, yeah, he just
He
came
probably
in
just
his,
did,
came in that
actually,
in his
funny
that
enough.
guy's daughter.
because he comes up with his shirt off and like fucking stretching like he
I'm
probably
so
just fucked,
tired.
fucked this guy's daughter earlier in the morning.
But anyway,
Wakey
the
wakey.
She comes up like
Hands off
before.
sneaky.
She comes up before him, and I'm pretty sure it seems like she's like wearing his T-shirt or something. Like
So they were porking.
but
the dad's just like, "Fuck me, my daughter's boyfriend's a dipshit."
yeah, oh yeah, Xavier. So yeah, Xavier is like supposed to take the shift of fucking driving for a while the dad, because he's been driving all night, he has to take the shift. So Xavier has to switch off, and Xavier just like, I don't know, can we just anchor down, like fucking.
Like, dude, we're in the middle of the ocean.
We're- yeah, it's
what
like-
the fuck are you talking
it's like
about? You're an idiot.
It's like 20,000 feet or what, or fucking however fucking big long it is. I only got like a 5-meter fucking anchor. He's like, sounds like you should have got prepared for that better and got a bigger anchor. He's like, you know how fucking much I would weigh. You know, fuck you. He's like, whatever. I guess I'll keep going. I'll keep fucking driving. Go get some fucking sleep, you little shit.
So
And just
big.
staring at the daughter of like, what the fuck do you see in him?
Yeah.
What? Why?
But he
Really,
ends
this
up
is the best you could do, sweetie?
He ends up becoming like kind of like a Jamie Lannister character where you hate them initially and like I want them to die. Like fuck this character.
He
And
grows
then
on
he
it.
grows on you, and you're like, okay, he's kind of making me laugh at points, and like he
it's mi-
isn't a total piece of shit.
It's
He's-
mostly when you see him actually, like when, let's say, like the daughter, his girlfriend, like fucking
it's mainly
goes
when
in
he
the water,
interacts with the
he immediately jumps in. He's like the
Yeah.
fucking first one, no thinking. He's like, grabs the fucking floaty and he just jumps right fucking in. I'm like, did not see that coming. Did not fucking
Yeah.
see him
It's
actually
mainly
being
when
the
he
first to
It's
throw
mainly when he
it,
interacts
go
with
right
the
in.
dad that he's kind of just like a dick.
He's just really, really dumb, man.
It's like he's
a real
compensating or
dipshit.
something. He's just like, oh, I feel nervous talking to my girlfriend's dad, so I'm just gonna act like a fucking total dick.
He acts like a tool wearer.
Yeah.
He's literally he does it's his dialogue at the same time makes me want him to. I'm like, God, I wish something did eat you at times, but you're like, oh, but you're, I guess, a good guy, so you're gonna
You're
live.
still kind of a kid, so
You-
fuck me.
You're just really stupid.
But yeah, so
but
but the director here was the guy that did Rogue One and stuff like that. I think he did a pretty good job. So like, kind of like you were saying, Simon, I would be down if he returned for another Jurassic World movie, but maybe they just did new characters.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that. But like I said, and like we said, like you said, you didn't mind the family characters as much.
Mm.
I didn't mind them as personality wise, but I did not like it, or in the sense of I know nothing was going to happen to them. I know they're
True.
not going to die. All that suspense, I knew dang right that was no one was going to die,
True.
or none of them.
And they
will.
were so basic in a way too. But
Yeah,
I don't
very
know. Somehow,
generic.
like I just kind of like those parts. But I totally get what you're saying.
I mean,
though.
if they had like characters that you think actually would die or something like
Yes.
that for like the scenes they're in, that
But somehow I
be
ended
better,
up
but you-
enjoying this.
like I said,
and
you know they're gonna live.
somehow I ended up enjoying this. Like maybe it was just because it was kind of like that summer blockbuster where I did know those things, but it was still fun and like had that adventurous feel, like I said. But yeah, that was kind of a hindrance in a way too when you go into something and know, oh, this person's safe and this person's safe, because you shouldn't be able to predict those things of a movie. That's just kind of lazy writing.
I think that's one reason why I did actually use it. Like I did like the mercenary scenes more, just because I knew it does make me like, well,
I did.
Let's see who's gonna die.
I did. I like those scenes better too, but at first I was liking the family stuff better, and then eventually, as the movie went on, I was liking the mercenary characters better.
Yeah, I mean, like it's mainly just because I know it's a flip. It's like, oh, will he die? Will he? It keeps you guessing. You know, the other than like Scarlett Johansson, the nerdy guy, you like, well, those two are gonna probably be safe regardless. But everyone else is on the table. It's especially like. To me, like I said, the CGI dinosaur stuff hasn't really been scaring me as much as like the old
practical ones
that actually can be creepy. But like I said, the one scene where I actually did kind of feel like the creep or suspense thing was the fucking beginning where they're being chased by the Mosasaurus and the Spinosauruses together. It was actually really well done, like really well done. You were like, oh gee, oh no.
Yeah, that was great.
And then like in that fucking ran the shore, the chick just getting like fucking dragged away by the Spinosaurus at the end.
What did you think of the mutated ones? Like the mutated ones that
the dinosaurs that were mutated?
Yeah.
Some of them were good. Like the Spinosauruses, how they said they're mutated to like where they're more aquatic looking, I guess, as I'm assuming. So
what was it called? The D-Rex or something, right?
Oh, you're talking about the big one at the end?
The one that looked kind of like a xenomorph from Alien almost.
Yeah, the end.
It's horrifying.
It has like 4 like thick legs, but then like the two little
like
T-Rex
ones that are meant for
eating,
grabbing and eating type thing. So it's like
and
six.
It's just its head.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's horrifying.
Crazy.
It was
that
actually
was kind
really
of cool. I liked that, the D-Rex at least.
I do. I think it was definitely good. Like when it was being like especially introduced, where it's just you're seeing like it chomping on a goddamn helicopter. It's like the biggest thing there. It's just
helicopters coming to rescue us.
Yeah, it's like in the cloud, and then as you see the clouds go away, you just see, it's just chomping on it.
Yeah,
and then he's like,
a dinosaur that eats metal.
Yeah, he spat that out though. Once he noticed, he's
crunch,
like,
crunch, munch, munch.
This ain't no Snickers. Throws it away and just blows up.
You're not you when you're hungry.
And they had just other fucking dumb things in this too, like the product placement. Like Snickers and M&Ms, and they also had Dr. Pepper and stuff like that, and Lay's chips, and you're like, oh my god, guys, I get it. They kind of shove it down your face, like with shots that just keep going back to like a product placement sort of thing at points.
Especially it's like when they're hiding in your like. You see this shot is obviously kind of right in the center is all the Lay's shit. There's all the Lay's chips in between them and the dinosaurs.
And then that that like little dinosaur companion.
Okay, that was an obvious like plushy mascot fucking thing to sell to kids.
Yes, they have an obvious just like little side plot here with the little the youngest girl that's in the group of the family group. Basically, she's kind of traumatized from everything going on, getting attacked by dinosaurs fucking every 2 minutes. So she ends up like just being silent for a bit and like basically trying to be a mute, and because she's so upset and scared and stuff. And she ends up seeing this cute little what kind of dinosaur was it?
It's a mutant. It was a mutant one. It was like a mix of like I think it's Ceratosaur and something else, some other various thing. It's like a prairie dog dinosaur. But it's like
so obviously like a plush dinosaur, little cute dinosaur pet thing that she puts in her backpack and shit. And you're like, oh my god, get this storyline the fuck out of this movie.
I'm gonna keep him
because like otherwise, like I said, they were doing a better job of like kind of amping up the like PG-13 and like the intensity a little bit again. But then they have that, and you're like, really, guys? Had to put this shit in here, and well, yeah, we have Universal in fucking Florida, and we got to sell those little plushes at the park.
I did one scene I did like is when they the what's the flying one, the Quetzalcoatl, I think
the mutated one at the end.
No, the big flying one.
Oh,
where it's like chasing the guy up the fucking cliff
that was a great scene. That cliff one.
Like things trying to get him, he's just like freaking like, oh, I can't get up the rope.
Yeah.
And then like when they think they got him up, oh, we got him. You're just seeing him already in the thing's mouth, like oh, you're just seeing his limbs, like oh,
yeah, that was intense.
Flying around.
Yeah, I like that scene.
Oh wow, he actually dead. He's actually. You think he's gonna
kind
live.
of like the whole objective of the movie is they're trying to get like 3 blood samples from each of these dinosaurs too.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that was one of the ones they were trying to get it from, and I like that one the best, I think, out of the three. Like, that was the coolest little sequence there of, like, trying to get the blood sample.
I will say that and the Mosasaur were both the cool blood
Yeah.
samples. Like, because the Mosasaur just remind me of Moby Dick vibes, where it's, like, at the top or at the front of the boat, like, ready to harpoon that almost like harpoon the thing.
Yo.
She's like, steady. But, you know, instead it's like a gun type thing that shoots the syringe. And then once you get the blood sample, the thing's like, no, fuck you, I want my blood back. It just decides to fucking wreck shit.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some fucking dinosaurs outside today. Fucking, it's 102 degrees here currently.
Oh boy.
It may feel like
their
the center
perfect
of the
environment,
earth.
like they were talking about in the movie.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
be warm and tropical.
Yeah, their perfect environment right before they got fucking wiped out. Where's all that heat coming from? Oh shit!
But yeah, is there any other spoilers you'd want to go into with this, Silas, or do you think that pretty much wraps up our thoughts on the movie?
I think more or less. Oh, did you want to talk about the T-Rex too? T-Rex makes its famous approach.
Oh, like reappearance?
Yeah.
Yeah. They always gotta have that in a movie.
Yeah, always gotta have at least one T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, but the
Well, that was the scene that we were talking about earlier that we hinted at with the little girl.
yeah,
Them
she's like under
trying
the,
to act like they're gonna kill off the little girl.
oh
but you
no,
know-
she's dead. The typical the parents are like the dad and stuff's like, oh
Crying.
no, my child.
crying,
You're
but
like,
just kind of standing.
yeah,
there,
my
like,
ass. They killed a 9-year-old on screen. But good.
Sitting
The T-Rex
there,
looks
sitting
good.
there crying, but not doing shit because even he knows I'm not going near a T-Rex.
Well, his leg
Fuck
hurts.
that.
Remember his leg that decides
His
to hurt
legs
whenever
that-
it's convenient and
Yeah,
not inconvenient.
exactly.
Like you'll see him running and walking in one moment, and then the next time he's like he's limping on a stick because he says like I can't feel my leg, and the next thing you know he's still using it to swim to shore, type of thing and everything. It's very inconsistent. The guy's like, I swear he's just faking it. The dad's just faking. He didn't want to do shit.
And then as far as we know, but we actually probably just shouldn't even say this. We didn't stay for the entire credits, but there's usually no post credits in these Jurassic World movies or park movies, so
He didn't see anything.
so yeah, you don't really have to stick around either. It seems like because this seemed pretty standalone as well, and it ends in a way that there wasn't really much you could really set up or hint at. Really, there wasn't like something earlier in the film that they were like could bring back up in a post credits or something. Besides, like, I could see them doing a post credits of that stupid ass toy dinosaur, like we said, and like have it be a joke one. I would have been like, why? Did I
the
wait
little girl
around?
brings it back to shore.
I would have been like, why did I wait?
Even though
around
they
for
they
this?
die of disease and everything when they're not in their environment, apparently.
So I was also thinking with that toy, like
That thing's gonna be dead in like a week.
yeah. So I was thinking with that little like toy dinosaur. I
Teach
was
him
like,
young.
I was like, is this dad just basically letting his daughter do this, even though that dinosaur like
She's
is
gonna learn.
die?
She's gonna learn. But
And you did this, honey, because you brought it out of its environment. You should have just let it stay there.
should have let it stay.
If you really loved it, you would have.
I told you not to bring it home, Susan.
I
Now
told
look
you
at
to
what
leave.
should
He
happen.
did actually say to leave.
Now
it
you
there
gotta
the first
bury
time.
it
I was
out
like, "Leave
back."
it alone, sweetie.
With your fucking guinea pig. You just don't learn.
But I thought you said the guinea pig went to the farm.
Yeah, the farm out back with the daisies.
They made great fertilizer for the garden outside.
That dirt for the garden, honey? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's growing your tomatoes?
That's little Sharon outside rotting.
But yeah, so I don't think there's really much to hint at really in terms of like sometimes we talk about what the next one could be, but like we said, there's not really. It's pretty standalone. So
Yeah.
I still with how this one was good and I liked it. I want another Jurassic Park movie now, and I want them to do it as good as this or better, but don't really have a clear direction of where they're gonna go after this.
Yeah, it's very generic.
Maybe
plot
they'll
line
see
too,
how
I don't know.
people react to it, and like maybe if people praise the horror or like intense scenes more, they'll start leaning more into that. Finally,
I hope more horror
Yeah.
Jurassic
You would
Park
fucking
scenes.
hope. It's Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs
I-
were not friendly.
I'm sick of the whole
We're probably
dinosaurs
still-
being animals things. I want monsters again.
Do you think,
I want
do
them
you
to be
think we're
basically
probably still
monsters.
never gonna get an R-rated Jurassic Park movie because this is like Amblin, which is like the company that put out Indiana Jones and E.T. and shit.
I still
too.
swear, freaking Lost. The second Jurassic Park movie was an R, but everyone's saying it was a PG-13. So
I can look it up real quick.
yeah, look it up real quick because I swear that was an R.
The original second or
Yeah, original second. The original,
Okay.
like the one with Jeff Goldblum
yeah.
as like the main character.
No.
It was PG-13
Yep.
still.
Wow.
Yeah, that back PG-13 meant something back then.
Yep.
It meant you weren't a little fucking bitch of a child.
Fucking pussy.
Yeah, someone even
Go
said
outside
you'll
more.
never see an R-rated Jurassic until the
Get ate by a
franchise is out
dinosaur.
of Spielberg's hands, because Amblin is Spielberg's company.
Oh god.
Fucking Spielberg.
So,
Spielberg.
thanks Steven Spielberg, but also actually thank you for
Spiel
creating
turd.
this franchise. But
Yeah. No, thank you for that part.
Thank you, but fuck you.
also fuck you for ruining it.
At least make it like the hard PG-13, like in the old ways. I'm fine.
Yeah.
No swearing or anything.
Let's
nothing
go
like
back
that.
to
But
Dinosaurs
bring back the
eat
gore.
people.
Bring back blood and stuff at least. Stop being
Yeah.
babies about
What happened
that
to the
sort
scenes
of
like
stuff.
Samuel L. Jackson dismembered head going on that girl's like thing, and she's like, "Oh, thank you," oh, freaks out. Or the torture scene you get to see in the third one where the raptor was just torturing some poor guy on the ground with the like freaking hook claw and just putting in
Well.
his and then using him as a bait to try and get the other ones, and then when the bait worked, he was like, I'm just gonna kill you, and just snaps the guy's neck right there. You just hear it and everything. And you're like, "Ooh."
Shit.
Or the guy's blood on the windshield, also in the third one, where like he's screaming for help to please stop the plane. In the he's like, "Please, Cooper, no!" And then the Spinosaurus just grabs him. You just see fucking blood and gore all on the fucking windshield of the plane, and they crash.
Yeah, like I said, they just don't even use blood much anymore. It's weird. I understand gore, but at least use some blood.
Yeah,
like, what's the deal with blood? It looks fake half the time anyway. So, but yeah, hopefully the next one they can even improve upon this one, which we all seem to like at the very least. But thank you, Austin, for joining us.
Thank
and
you for having
as always,
me.
thank you, Silas, for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
But we'll see you on the next one, Pose. Thanks for joining us on this Spoil It. Peace.
Peace.